Soldier ants are part of a continuously moving army of hundreds or even thousands of ants. Any animal that doesn't move out of the army's way is quickly reduced to a skeleton by the troops' attack. By keeping its head still and wiggling its worm-like tail, an Australian death adder tricks its prey into coming close enough for it to bite. The snake's powerful venom will paralyze the victim in seconds. African grasslands, dotted with acacia trees, are home to an amazing variety of wildlife. When an anaconda meets a caiman, each might think the other looks like food. It's jaws against muscle. But only one will be the winner. The other will be dinner. Poison arrow frogs live in the trees of the rainforest. When you're a tiny frog, it's a good defense to be poisonous. A teddy bear? No, a koala, not a bear at all. From koalas to wombats to flying sugar gliders, Australia is filled with the most unusual wild animals. You might not expect to see these faces on the African savanna, but unlike other monkeys, baboons live on the ground. Facing a lone barracuda is a frightening experience. But imagine a school of thousands of barracudas. Fortunately, people are not on the barracuda menu. Some beetles are built for battle. When male stag beetles meet, they wrestle by grabbing each other with their curved pincers. There's little doubt about who is the loser. Hanging upside down is no problem for an emerald tree boa. It just wraps its tail around a branch as an anchor. Swallowing a full-grown parrot for supper might be a little harder. A female black widow is a good homemaker. She guards her egg sac until the babies hatch and carefully wraps up extra food for future meals. Imagine having 8 arms to swim with. You could spread out and float like a parachute, crawl across the bottom, and grab a crab with arms to spare. So you're small, you can still be intimidating. Here are a few tips for self-defense. Puff up as big as you can, open your mouth wide, and jump right at your attacker. Well done. Wild cats of all sizes and colors once roamed all over the world. but many now face the threat of extinction. If we lost any of these beautiful animals, Earth would be a much poorer place. An African buffalo pays no attention to an oxpecker cleaning its face. But if a human approaches, the buffalo may decide to charge. It's best to keep your distance from a herd. Cape hunting dogs live in packs. When everyone works together, the dogs can bring down animals much larger than themselves. How can you tell a millipede from a centipede? On each segment of its body, a millipede has 2 pairs of legs, while a centipede has just 1 pair per segment. The rush of a cheetah causes panic in a wildebeest herd. In the turmoil, the cat picks out a victim, usually the weakest or the slowest. After a few seconds, the chase is over. This time, the hunt is successful. Cobras are rather slow snakes. Speedy animals like large birds and members of the weasel family can often rush in and bite a cobra before it can bite back. Cockroaches have been on the cleanup crew for millions of years. They'll eat anything that doesn't crawl away, from garbage to the neighbor's offspring. If wild animals held Olympic Games, a cougar would enter many of the jumping and sprinting events. This agile cat can easily leap distances many times its own length. When bounding after prey, it can switch directions quickly, even in the snow. Crabs. Whatever are these odd beasts up to? They're climbing trees, practicing weird arm signals on the beach, and dancing with each other in the sand. For baby crocodiles, mom's mouth is a place of safety. But the same jaws that gently carry babies can easily crush other animals, like this unfortunate snake. People don't need guns to kill animals. A single oil spill from one of our tanker ships can wipe out life for miles around. We humans often destroy wildlife habitats through ignorance or even by accident. Scientists used to think that not much lived in the darkness and cold of the ocean depths. But the more we explore, the more we discover that amazing creatures live down there. From a hawk's viewpoint, a desert is a good home. There's lots of room to fly, and saguaro cacti make fine perches to sit on. You can spot dinner from a long way off. From a rabbit's viewpoint, There aren't many places to hide. The marks on an electric eel's skin are not pimples, but electric receptors. These fish use electric pulses, not only to stun their prey, but also to communicate with each other. A charging elephant spreads its ears to make itself seem even larger than it is. Most charges are bluffs, but unless you're another elephant, you better not wait around to find out. It's handy to have a hose for a nose. Elephants use their trunks to drink, to shower, to touch each other, and to signal when it's time to move on. The last known thylacine, or Tasmanian wolf, died in captivity in 1933. These animals are gone from the earth forever. The instincts of all animals direct them toward the same goal: to reproduce and pass their genes along to the next generation. A surprise can be a good defense. This skunk does a handstand and threatens to shower the jaguar with its acrid spray. It's enough to make the big... Forests are not just trees. They provide food and shelter for all kinds of animals. In Africa, endangered mountain gorillas play in the small forest reserves they call home. In a salamander beauty pageant, it would be hard to choose a winner. Wouldn't it be nice if people came in such bright colors and interesting patterns? How do you catch a juicy bug? Build a web on the ground. Hide in the middle. And rush out when the vibrations tell you that dinner has arrived. Gila monsters aren't exactly quick, so they don't attack fast-moving prey. An egg moves at about the right speed for this lizard. A rhea is a grassland bird that's tall enough to look you in the eye. Amazingly, it's the male rhea that digs a nest, hatches the eggs, and cares for the chicks. In salmon season, grizzlies meet at the local fishing hole. A few arguments always break out over who gets the best fishing spots. but there's usually enough fish for every bear to get its share. Most squids and cuttlefish are small creatures that would attack only tiny fish. But a few giants have been dredged up from the ocean depths. Sharks have lived on Earth since dinosaur times, and they haven't changed much for millions of years. Streamlined, powerful predators, they're perfectly suited for life in the sea. Hammerheads wave their oddly shaped heads from side to side as they swim. Perhaps the motion helps them zero in on the scent or vibrations of nearby fish and rays. As well as hunting on land or in the air, many eagles have mastered fishing. From bald eagles in North America to fish eagles in Africa, this sport goes on around the world. These peaceful-looking hippos are covered with scars. And here's the reason. Those long, sharp teeth. Fighting, splashing, and biting are common events in a hippo herd. Hyenas were long thought to eat only the kills of other animals. But experts now know that hyenas are skillful and deadly pack hunters. In fact, lions often steal the kills of hyenas. Incredible dramas are taking place around us every day. Yet we rarely even notice. That's because all the action is happening in the miniature world of insects. Jaguars prowl their territories alone, except when males and females come together to mate. These beautiful cats love water and are famous for their fishing techniques. A bee sting is a painful experience, both for the victim and for the bee, which dies afterward. Bees usually sting to protect their colony, so bees are most likely to attack when you're too close to their nest. Play has a serious side. It helps develop skills that wild animals will need as adults. Of course, the babies don't know that. To them, it's just plain fun. Millions of years ago, the most powerful animals on Earth were not mammals, but giant meat-eating reptiles. Komodo dragons, the largest lizards around today, are living reminders of this ancient past. Leopards can't order in. If they're hungry for a nice, juicy antelope, they've got to go out, catch one, and then drag it up a tree so it won't get stolen. Lionfish are called many different things, including firefish, zebrafish, and devilfish. Some people call it a turkey fish because of the way it spreads its fins. A lioness stalks through the tall grass. African grazing animals are used to the sight, so panic doesn't set in until she charges. Although the females made the kill, the whole pride shares the meal. Wherever there's a warm climate, there are lizards. They come in all sizes and colors and in amazing shapes. There's even one that swims in the sea, a marine iguana. A boomslang has keen eyes. After sighting its prey, this snake will give chase on the ground or in the trees until it catches its meal. When this frog gets grabbed by a vine snake, the frog puffs up to seem bigger. But a frog should never underestimate what a snake can swallow. Morays always have their mouths open, not for biting, but for breathing. Although one might challenge a diver now and then, it's usually the people who are pestering the eels, not the other way around. Mosquitoes go through their larval and pupal stages in water, then finally get their adult wings. Only the females bite. They need blood to develop their eggs. A man-o-war isn't just one creature, but a whole colony. The gas-filled balloon keeps the colony afloat, while the stinging tentacles below keep it fed. This female mantis shrimp keeps a sharp eye, or rather two sharp eyes, out for intruders. If one comes along, she'll do battle to defend her nest and her eggs. Lions are the only cooperative hunters in the feline family. The group effort pays off. By hunting as a team, they can bring down big enough prey to feed a whole pride. The Arctic, a world of ice, snow, and bone-chilling water. The environment that would kill a person is only a wintry playground for young polar bears. A single piranha is not much of a threat to a swimming animal. But a hungry school of piranhas, each fish armed with razor-sharp teeth, can quickly make a victim disappear. A platypus may look cuddly, but don't plan on making one a pet. Like all wild animals, it's happiest and healthiest in its own environment, an Australian pond or stream. Which animals live in the Arctic? Strange seals. walruses, beluga whales, and caribou, just to name a few. Most of the time, a porcupine fish is a sleek swimmer. But when it feels threatened, it puffs up into a spiky ball. When the threat disappears, the fish deflates so it can swim again. If you're a caterpillar, you need to protect yourself. Some wear sharp spines, and others bristle with irritating hair. Or you might look like a bird dropping. Then no one would want to eat you. Although plant-eating dinosaurs like Triceratops had armor and spikes for protection, they were probably still attacked by the biggest meat-eaters, like the terrifying Tyrannosaurus rex. Through the ages, people have had a lot of strange ideas about animals. In movies, we show them as giant monsters that are out to get people. That's not real life. That's show business. Pythons don't need to eat very often. A rat or possum can keep one fed for several days. And a really big meal will keep a python satisfied for weeks. Rats are as much at home in the city as they are in the wild. Inside the walls of houses or in sewers under the streets. Rats live easily with humans. Coral reefs are colorful, mysterious, and fragile worlds. We need to protect them now so that people and sea creatures can enjoy these special places in the future. With their thick hides and sharp horns, rhinos may look tough, but they're no match for bullets. These majestic creatures have been nearly wiped out by people who shoot them just for their horns. Rattlesnakes save their venom for their prey. When two rattlers get into a fight, they don't bite, they wrestle. The snake that can force the other's head to the ground is the winner. On the desert floor, the battle is about to begin. Scorpion and tarantula are in position. In a shoving match, either might win. But the scorpion can also sting. Although they've adapted to life at sea, these serpents are real snakes, and deadly ones too. Like most wild animals, they're not friendly. They prefer to swim alone. Sharks live in a watery, foreign world. They're graceful, powerful, and swift. Humans always find these marine predators to be both fascinating and frightening. The beach can be a dangerous place for sea turtles. The female comes out of the water and digs a nest in which to lay her eggs. After hatching, the babies run for their lives to the water's edge. Many people have nightmares about being bitten by snakes. But snakes aren't really interested in people. They'd rather sink their teeth into something they can eat. Spiders are tricky creatures. Some spiders spin intricate webs to trap their prey. Others, like the trapdoor spider, rely on the element of surprise. Often compared to birds or ballet dancers, rays are some of the most graceful animals in the sea. The barbed tail of a stingray is a painful shock to anyone who surprises this animal on the ocean floor. How can something so delicate be alive? You can see right through many jellyfish. To us land dwellers, the oceans are alien worlds, full of beautiful and mysterious creatures. If you're a runner, you can use a long tail to help keep your balance when you change direction. If you're a tree dweller, you can use a tail for a safety belt, to hang onto a branch while your paws are busy. When early Australian settlers heard nightly growls and screams, they thought the woods were filled with devils. That's how these scrappy little animals got their names. Tigers need three things: cover from which to stalk their prey, water, and of course the prey itself. The male with the biggest set of horns or antlers is usually the strongest. To prove it, he has to bash heads or wrestle with rival males. Tarantulas don't build webs to catch their prey. Instead, they are hunting spiders that pounce on their victims. Some even eat birds. When night falls, bats come out of their hiding places to hunt for dinner. Vampire bats look for large, warm-blooded animals. Just a tiny bite from this tiny bat, and dinner's ready. Unlike a constrictor, a venomous snake doesn't need to squeeze its prey. With one bite, it injects its venom. Then, it waits for the victim to quit moving. From a high perch or from a high glide, vultures keep a sharp eye out for food. Once a meal has been spotted, it's a race to see who can get there first and who can eat the fastest. In the world of amphibians and reptiles, bright colors usually signal poison. If you spot a beautifully colored animal, just look, don't touch. Warthogs use their impressive tusks to dig up roots or to excavate burrows. It takes a lot of rooting around to satisfy a large family like this one. Even wasps have bad days. One might kill a caterpillar, fight to keep it, and lug it home. Into the house for a second, and dinner gets stolen. Wetlands around the world may not always seem friendly to humans, but they're home to all kinds of creatures. If we fill in or drain our marshes and swamps, where would they go? Male frogs inflate their throat pouches to call for mates. But filling yourself with air can be risky. A fast current might sweep you downstream. Wolverines look and sometimes act like miniature bears. They have glands near their tails that produce a musky smell. That's why some people call them skunk bears. Lips pulled back, teeth bared. It's not a smile. It means back off. Wolves communicate with all kinds of visual signals, as well as with a wide variety of sounds.